Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! Hey! I'm full of water! I say hot tub! Turn up a little bit. Hot tub! Hot tub! Woo! I'm gonna make it wet. Say hot tub! Rubber tub and hot tub! Rubber tub with me! Shall I get in the hot tub? Yeah! Will it make me sweat? Yeah! Shall I get in the hot tub? Yeah! Will it make me wet? Yeah! Well. We are back live, 104.3. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's a beautiful Monday here in Paradise. Glenn Manley, the legend, is in the building. Also, another legend, 25 years on Bay County sidelines. No one does that anymore. I don't think nobody's done that in the past. Taking care of Bay County athletes, the one and only Dr. Chad Mitchell.
Good morning, Coach.
You look good.
I feel really good. I was off last week, so of course the radio show was off last week too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, this one. How was your birthday?
It was good.
Good.
Did you see our wishes that we wished you happy birthday? I just turned mine up. Did you even look on Facebook?
No.
Thank you, Chad.
Well,
I guess I will now.
I texted him a little bit, and
no wonder he didn't respond.
He didn't text him. You can't. I mean, he doesn't have to look at the
Facebook.
Listen, I got so many texts. I can't remember them all. Just people being good to me.
Glenn and I went together and had you a great meal. It was already paid for, and you didn't go. I guess
somebody got a free one.
Unbelievable.
Well, listen, when you get to be my age, on the back of your driver's license, Doc. What? Yeah, that's what
Is that what you said?
I sent him one where the guy was putting out the candles with
and putting out the candles on the cake with a fire extinguisher. Happy birthday, old man.
But, listen, you got this to look forward to. When you get as old as I am, on the back of your driver's license is the organs that I need.
Oh my God! But Wildcat, what? I wore my shirt for you in honor of you, the Kentucky.
I want everybody
Wildcat.
to go on Facebook and YouTube and look at this T-shirt that he's wearing, especially you Alabama fans,
Kentucky Wildcats,
and Mississippi State fans. I want you to see the blasphemy that he is wearing.
Glenn got me. What did you get me? You got me something. Man, I was a Bama. That was a Bama when you got me. Matter of fact, I use that kind of like when I'm at home in my job. I like the real good cloth.
Yeah.
But I've got FSU, I got LSU, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky. I'm gonna try to get one for each SEC school. We got to get one for Texas and Oklahoma. Now they're official members of the SEC.
And Texas A&M's going to the Big Ten.
Is that the latest?
I don't know. That's
who knows?
But who knows?
Who knows? I can see why they're upset. Let's talk about the 4th of July. Did you have a good time, Chad?
Yeah.
Did y'all go anywhere? Did you stay here? What did you guys do?
No, the 4th of July, I pretty much stayed at home, had a good time. But all last week, we did some things. I had two of my aunts here in town and my uncle.
Melly was she was here, huh? That's good. I hadn't seen her forever.
My Aunt Debbie and Aunt Jackie.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Debbie. Yeah, Debbie. When I dated her, she had a different last name.
Oh, here we go.
Is she doing okay?
Yeah.
Did they ask about me?
She had her 80th birthday recently.
Wrong aunt. Forget it. Wrong one. So y'all just hung out here?
Yeah, so it was Monday. I'm having to think back. I had a good time being off and that kind of thing. But Monday, we went to the beach in front of Spinnaker's, and my wife rented a tent out there. Mm-hmm. They set it up for you.
I like that.
I do too. Trust me. This is the second time we've done it.
Yeah.
And you just hang out at the beach under that little tent, and we had a little hammock and
have you ever done
chairs
that, Glenn? They do a great job with that.
Yeah. And if you want food or something to drink,
was the weather really good the entire time you were there?
It was hot, but you had the wind.
Yeah.
If it weren't for that wind coming off that Gulf, boy, I wouldn't want to be there.
I got to ask this question. I know it sounds terrible. You see anybody drown? See anybody get attacked by a shark? Because it seemed like every
I was
day
on the
somebody was
lookout.
drowning.
I was on the lookout for sharks.
Was the water pretty good?
Yeah, the water looked pretty clear.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of kids skimboarding and that kind of thing. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Some of them were pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be an ugly. I mean, seriously, we've had so many drownings.
Oh, yeah.
It's been crazy.
So it was double red flags, and people were in the water, and the sheriff's department.
Oh, there was
bless
double
them,
red
the
flags?
sheriff's department's out there with the bullhorn saying, "Get out of the water!" Double red flags, and at one part of the beach, I mean, you could see where the tide or the tide's going out. I mean, where it's a problem, and people were in that. It just fortunately it wasn't strong enough, I guess, to really cause a problem. But people were getting in that water, and I got in ankle deep just to get my feet wet. But
you can still feel it pulling even there.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes, yeah.
Yes, if you know not to be out there, and if you get in trouble, you risk somebody else's life trying to save you. I thought it was a big fine if you go out there and double red.
They can write you a citation, but the thing is that they come down here and spend all this money, and they're going to go, "I'm getting in the water."
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But if you've got a little riptide like that, and you could see it, where the waves, you've got waves coming in, and there's this area that looks flat, right, where the water's going out.
Yeah.
And people don't see that. They think it's just calm water the way it looks. It's it's deceptive.
Y'all stayed a pretty long time?
Oh, yeah, we were there all day.
Good time?
Yeah, I had a very good time. I had my two aunts. One of my aunts haven't done that in, 20 years.
Wow.
And she's from Pensacola, but she's been living in Arkansas. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a good time. Glenn, anything special? Did y'all just hang around the house?
We just hung around the house, and and then from my deck, I watched the fireworks, and then neighbors.
You had a bad accident down there.
Yeah, we did. The guy ran into one of the trees about 5 o'clock in the morning and set the car on fire and everything. And he unfortunately he didn't make it, but but the other thing was,
weren't you out walking the dog when this happened?
Yeah, early in the morning, and then all of a sudden, my wife goes, "There's something on fire on Beach Drive," and next thing you know, boom, we saw the flames go up, and it probably just happened. We didn't hear the noise of it hitting anything, but then it wasn't but 2 minutes, and they came from everywhere, the police and the fire department and everything.
I heard, and I don't know what's true and what's not, but I heard like 95 to maybe 100% hotels are sold out, at least 95 I heard. Don't know for a fact, just what you hear, but we had a lot of people on the beach, a lot of people on the beach, and we left. I told Glenn, we left 4th of July, got up at 6, left at 6 in the morning, going to Birmingham. No traffic getting out of here. Made it back, made it up there in no time. Nobody's on the road. Everybody's already where they're going to be on the 4th. And then we came back, left about 5:30 in the morning, come back here on a Saturday morning, and traffic wasn't bad. But the people leaving, a lot of people were leaving Saturday morning, going back up on 79. But we had a great time, 4th of July up in Birmingham. Hope all you guys had a great 4th of July. I want to get into some sharks, another story on some sharks. I don't know I cannot remember, and forgive me, it wasn't the United States, it was another country. But they were having a real bad problem. One of the experts saying, we're going to have more attacks. And what's happening, these sharks are following this. They eat a 2-foot, 3-foot, or the smallest sharks. They're eating smaller sharks. The smaller sharks are coming up closer to shore, eating bait fish, which brings the bigger sharks in. And they said, I've never seen so many like this before, or whatever. And I can't remember the name of the country. I apologize for this. So he said, we're going to have your leg, your arms look like some of those small sharks that they're eating. And they mistake that, and they bite down on it because you're really not their natural prey. That's what he's saying. And
I'm not sure.
No, I'm with you.
I mean, I've heard that. I get it. I get when people are diving with sharks and they've got bait and it's something the shark can sense and they go for that and they don't go for you. I get a little bit of that, but I mean, they're man eaters. I mean, all through our history.
Yeah.
There've been man eaters.
The movie Jaws was actually made from a true story of what happened in 1916 in New Jersey. 5 people were attacked by a shark, and as a matter of fact, they thought it was a great white. They killed one of the sharks. They evidently killed some of them. They're not sure he killed all of them, but it was not
a great white shark. It was a bull shark. And let me ask you this: have you ever swim? Any of you guys ever been out in the river, jumped in, swim around the river? I'm maybe up in Kentucky. Yeah. People jump in the river.
Sure.
People get on back of those tubes on rivers and they take you around. Well, let me tell you something. Science confirms sharks now travel more than 1,000 miles up the river.
Unless there's a dam.
Yeah, bull sharks. They're really aggressive. Can be 11 feet to 500 pounds. Bull sharks often headbutt their prey before biting it, before attacking it. They're very aggressive. And the bull shark is the one that killed those people up in New Jersey. And again, they thought it was a great white.
Down here
that's
too,
got
probably.
kind of where that book came from, and that's got the guy thinking about it and all that kind of stuff. But can you imagine that?
Especially bull sharks. Bull sharks are known to come and go up rivers and into the bays more than probably any of the other fish. And bull sharks are more aggressive. They've got some kind of gill or gland.
Yeah, they can tolerate fresh water.
Yeah. Can you imagine though, 1,000 miles inland thinking you're safe, and all of a sudden there's a shark?
I saw some documentary from South Africa, where they were having bull sharks that were following fishing boats.
Maybe that's
and they would go way up the river, and they were saying how they could see them on sonar, that kind of thing. That they're following the boat because they're following where the fishermen are going.
So be careful if you're out in a lake. Somebody said something. It was on Facebook about Florida. He goes, if the water's salty.
Yeah, there's going to be sharks.
There's going to be sharks there.
If it's
if that kind of body go to a lake, if that water's freshwater, there are gators in there.
That's right.
So you're in Florida. You're going to be attacked either way. So enjoy your time.
He said, let's get this straight. This is what,
That was pretty good.
You forgot about freshwater piranha.
We haven't gotten into that yet. We will.
Oh, isn't that the girls that come down with the drinks and stuff?
Glenn, I told you Glenn knew all of them. He knows all the women.
Yeah, I married her.
Oh my God. Hey, I want to thank everyone. We did get nominated for Best of Bay. We made the final 3. And I don't know if all categories have been mentioned or named yet, but the one we did make it in so far was DJ.
All right.
So we are one of the top DJs, and that's why. Thanks to Wildcat.
Yeah,
Good job. Good job,
That has
baby.
got absolutely nothing.
That's why
to
you
do
wore
with
your
me.
UK T-shirt today.
That's right, man. In honor of him, he got us. He made us in the top 3. So I don't know when they start voting. Maybe in August. I don't know when it is.
I want to hear more about this Mount Rushmore thing, but we're going to talk about that when we come back, though.
Yeah, it's
we don't have enough
pretty
time.
cool. We have done it here on our station, the Mount Rushmore, all the county schools and stuff, and other schools. And
We've
I got to
joked
give them
about that
credit.
for
Yeah,
years.
they used it. The News Herald did it, and it knocked out of the ballpark because got a lot of chatter going on it. A lot of people hitting. I even went on a couple sites and because it was pretty. You were on one of them I was reading about, and it was pretty cool. I mean, Glenn, it's what's funny. You got guys that have been in a school 5 or 6 years, yet they got all the answers. They know who should be in, who shouldn't, and all the things of the school.
Right.
I'm like, I started thinking. And really, it was kind of bad at Bay. They were real strong opinionated about that. I was like, well, wait a minute. Somebody's been there 35 years. This guy's taught there for 6, and he knows more than the guy that's been there 36 years. It was interesting. Did you go to any of the sites? Go off some of them?
I didn't go. I just,
It was crazy. All right, let's take a break. We get back, we'll talk more a little bit about that. We got the Florida Gator update for you. We got the Florida State Seminoles, Alabama, Auburn. Everything's going on in the SEC. We got 2 brand new members of the SEC that we'll talk about eventually. The Texas Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners. Welcome them to the SEC. Glenn's saying we might lose some SEC teams. I certainly hope not. I hope Texas A&M stays with us. Real quick, we got a couple minutes to go around. Anything else on Florida State? Big Ten, SEC, have you seen
No,
anything?
I hadn't seen anything, but one of the things is that college, the American Academic Accreditation thing.
And they're not a member of that. That could hurt them with the Big
right.
Ten.
And they're mad at Nebraska right now because they lost their accreditation thing.
Kick them out.
So anyway, but that's one of the things they said we wouldn't make it. So I guess they would try to get Duke or North Carolina.
Well, everybody's going to go after North Carolina
or Southern Miss.
FSU needs to be in the SEC.
Hey, I'm with you.
Period.
Let's just do it.
Right.
Let's do it. Let's have the best football conference in America. Let's bring FSU, Clemson in. Go get North Carolina, Virginia, or even Pitt. Go get another part of the country. I'd like to have Notre Dame also, by the way. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. I talked to J. Michael. They had an unbelievable 4th of July that week. They made a killing. When I'd go up there, if you didn't get in there at 11 o'clock, you're going to be waiting. A couple days went up there, were people waiting outside before it opened. A legendary place people know about. They come there back year after year. They want that fried shrimp that's incredible there. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. South Oak Title and Closing for all your real estate closing. Make sure you don't make any mistakes. You want everything done right, no surprises. The elites use them. I'm talking about Beth Moe, Mark Cowart. South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker, his company is number one. Not even close. Just like Stevenson Air Conditioning. Go with locals. Go with people that grew up here, people that you know, people you can trust. Stevenson Air Conditioning is there for you anytime, day or night. If it breaks down, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. I called them. They're coming out to service mine. It's hot. It's humid. You need to get it serviced. It runs better. It saves you money on your power bill. If you got an old one, get rid of it. One of the few things you can actually purchase and pay for yourself over a period of time, that is Stevenson Air Conditioning. Excuse me. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Do you suffer from political talk radio fatigue?
We know that under the 49% rate, the U.S. economy is voting for Bill.
And tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Brian Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Monday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, a mixture of some sun and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 89. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies tonight, about the same, 83. Tomorrow, partly sunny in the morning but otherwise likely thunderstorms and a high of 89. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job, it's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting your family.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
A lot more excitement is yet to come.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Back 104.3 ESPN Northwest. So I'm kind of tied up here. I might have to get off here in a second. We're back live 104.3 ESPN Northwest.
You can't have a week off again. Getting tied up in the cables and
sometimes
wearing a Kentucky shirt. I mean, man.
Sometimes that's the only thing he's done right this morning with Kentucky.
Sometimes when you're tied up, it can be fun.
Okay.
I've been to Glenn's house. I saw that one room Glenn has. It was pretty interesting. Anyway, Brian Bullock, right? The principal at Mosley.
Yes.
Great man.
Yeah.
Great principal. I think he does an unbelievable job.
He takes after his dad. His dad was a great principal, too.
Yeah, his daddy and his mama.
Yeah.
I either follow them around or they're following me around. We go eat at J. Michael's, they're there. Then they're over at Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's. I see him. I walk to the table. I said, I just want to let you know I'm not really following you like you think. But we have cut up about that now.
Well, Joe and I, we one year played for the church team.
He said to tell you hello.
Good. We played for this church team, and the first pitch, he'd always pull it down third baseline foul, so everybody shifts around and hit it to right field. It was like clockwork. Joe Bullock. And we played golf. When it was serious golf, we played for a cheeseburger. So that was serious.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's great. He's a great guy. He was a great coach, too, besides being a principal.
What's his wife's first name?
You
can't remember. She's
on the blank. Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong name, but she was in education also.
Yeah, they're good people. Now, where was he the principal at? How long ago?
Who Joe was at? He was at Rosenwald for a while. Then he was at Rutherford.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I think Mike Kennedy came in after him, I believe.
Yeah, great guy, great man, great family. His son does an incredible job as principal.
Right.
I told him that too. I said, your boy's really good. All right, they had the. I do want to thank. They did a really good job. The News Herald, and honestly, we did it here, and it created a stir when we did it here. They did it in a paper. It worked for them. People are interested in it. People made a lot of different comments, some positive, some negative. Just opinions, nothing really bad. Bay, I kind of went on one side, kind of listened to what the Bay people were saying. Glenn, congratulations, Glenn's. They had 4 from each school on the mount that made it. And then they had the ones they're going to vote on
for the fifth.
The fifth. Glenn made the list.
Gosh, you've done.
Now, what's this list?
Since it's just
who made the 4? Coach Cobb, evidently.
Coach Cobb,
yeah, he should.
Tasha Moorhead, Misty Wonders, and then used to be Kelly Landry, but I don't know her last name now. But she was at track at Alabama, and then she's now in Maryland. She's either the AD or the assistant AD.
Yeah, so. I mean, pretty good pick. And then Glenn was on the list. Yeah. Moon was on the list. Jared Moon was on the list.
Then let's see, Don Deaton.
Bert Reed was on there. That's good people. Barr, Mr. Barr.
Yeah, Jimmy Barr.
He played at Florida.
And then I think there's one more. I keep forgetting, but I keep going through there. So,
what about the one they didn't have the kid that went to Kentucky?
Yeah, Anwar Stewart. He was not on there. Yeah.
In the first round, I mean, he didn't make it this time, but he might next.
Yeah, so
the big stud that played at Florida State, played in the NFL, still playing, I guess.
Janaris.
He was on there too.
Yeah.
So Glenn was on there, but you go on and you can kind of look on people's stuff and kind of go on there, and a lot of those people had worked there 5 or 6 years, and they had all the answers. They knew everything. I was like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's kind of. If you're not there, you've gone for a while. I mean, they're in whatever they've done, and so they're tied to whatever they've been through. So I mean, I don't get upset with any of them because what you go through. It's kind of like I used to tell my students: a train. You get on at a certain place, and you can ride that train all the way out, or you can get off at a thing, but it keeps going. So
did you see Bozeman's?
I did not.
I didn't see him.
I saw a little glance, but I know Patton was on there.
Oh yeah,
but I can't remember who all else was on there. But
Patton is the man.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Doug Lee made Mosley.
Yeah,
Doug Lee. And I can't think of the other one. I just want to make sure he made it.
Yeah. If you see Doug Lee next time, call him Steve. He'll know what I'm talking about. That's a little inside joke between me and him. So,
do you know what Rutherford Harden didn't make it?
Really?
But it had on there what you had, the qualifications were. It wasn't just being a great athlete or a great coach. You had involvement in the community, all kind of stuff.
Right.
Anyway, that
it's a lot. I mean, they set up the way they want to do it. So and I think
the way they did it too, it creates interest.
It does.
People are hitting on it, so I got to give them credit. I want to thank them for putting me on it. I appreciate that. I can't remember who the other ones were. I just saw mine and didn't care. I was, I jumped around, hugged everybody. I was happy. I think Chad Mitchell was on there. I think Chad and I were holding hands on there.
Not.
I think
we got to call
and
it.
it's all good.
Chad's on reform school.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Jerry Register. I want to tell you that Joe Bullock's wife's named Fran.
That's right.
Right, Fran.
Joe Bullock and my wife and I were all graduates of Bay High of 1965.
You guys are old.
Oh, man. Hey,
says the old
guy. Joe went to Gulf Coast with us, and Joe and I, my wife went to Florida State. I don't hold that against her, but Joe and I went to University of West Florida. There's where he met Fran, and that's the story. And I will tell you this, his son, Brian, is a great principal at Mosley. I'm around all the time, and what an easy going, when he says, they jump. But both of that family, I've known them all these years, and they are good people.
Yep.
That's unreal. That's like Chuck Tucker's daddy was a principal at Mosley, and Chuck's done a great job with his business. All these local people done really well. Really well.
Yeah. Well, Joe was a good basketball coach. Also, he was at Rosenwald, and was doing that too. So he's come up through the education, as they call it. So
hadn't we all? Hey, Joe could really play basketball too.
Right.
He's pretty tall. He played forward. He was tough under the basket.
He still. He looks good. All you guys look good. I didn't realize you graduated in '65. I thought it was '75.
Hey, I wish it was 75.
but you did go to the Harvard of the South. I mean, you have that Southern Mississippi background.
Hey, when Faye and I had taught for 3 years, and we took a leave of absence, and we went to the University of Southern Mississippi.
That's right.
It was the year, and I think I've told you this, Coach, before. Ray Guy was in his senior year.
Oh, wow.
And I did enjoy going to see him punt. That's what people went to the ball games for.
Right.
He was unbelievable, man.
He was.
He passed away. He passed away.
Yeah. He was a really thin guy. I mean, he was not very big. I would see him around the School of Education, and what a guy he was. I had spoken to him a couple of times, and he could really do what he could do with that football with his foot. He was excellent.
You know how they had to run their wind sprints there at Southern Miss when he was there? They lined up, and when he punted it, they had to chase the ball. They had to run to where the ball was. So he was not popular.
You get shape doing that.
And I heard at Southern Miss when you were there, he closed the library down because somebody didn't turn the coloring book back in. So.
Hey, what was really interesting, my wife was very surprised that I had a carol in the library, and I was so intent that I had to get my master's degree and get home. I cannot believe you're studying like that. I said, well, we came over here for one thing.
That's to watch football.
Well,
No.
I had so many people talk about Jerry before he went there and after. The difference is incredible.
Yeah,
they could tell he's highly educated when he came back.
I thought maybe he lost 4 IQ points because he went over there.
No, he took it to another level.
Well, I tell you what, though, you can see him run at all the schools, and he does. Jerry, you do a great job.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
Thank you. I just want to tell you one little story about Southern Miss. My wife had a fellowship in the School of Home Ec, and her professor had to go to Natchez campus to teach a class, I think, every Tuesday night. And when Faye was assigned to her, she did whatever she did. Guess what? They had to fly in the USM Piper Cub or smaller plane every Tuesday night to Natchez to teach that class. Can you believe that?
God.
So she tells this story that they were in the classroom and her professor was teaching, and guy comes in and says, look, if we don't leave Natchez in about 30 minutes, we're going to be in trouble about there's bad weather coming. So they got their things together, they got on the airplane, and they came back to Hattiesburg. Well, a tornado hit that airport that night, and where the plane, the USM plane was sitting previously, it destroyed that hangar.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow. Yeah. They get bad tornadoes over there. Wow.
Oh, I know. But you know what? We really enjoyed Southern Miss. We lived over close to William Carey.
Yeah.
And those were the days, weren't they, Coach? Now, Coach, what years were you there?
1976 through 80. 1980. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I think we were there 73, I believe. Somewhere right there. Somewhere. Yeah. So we missed you.
Well,
what a good school, especially for school education.
Well, you can remember this, that we got there because Florida State, Southern Mississippi, a couple other schools. Mac Brown was the coach there. Mother really liked him. And we signed to go to Southern Mississippi, got a scholarship there. And then we played Florida State. And nobody thought much of them. We played them for homecoming one year. And I can't remember, 77, 70, I think it was 77. I can't remember the year. And all of a sudden, we're looking out there and said, they look pretty good. Watched on the film. They look pretty good. They beat us like a drum. I mean, they beat us on our homecoming game. And I thought, that guy over there is a good coach. It was Bobby Bowden. He turned that thing around.
You do remember the year that Southern came over, Florida State was rated in that first game. You do remember that, don't you?
We put a whipping on, didn't we?
Oh, man. Our famed quarterback did it.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, we got to take a break. Wildcats going nuts over there.
You too, man. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We're talking about local legends, man. A lot of the people we mismentioned, it's incredible. The Bullocks, all those guys. Yeah. And now here's another one, Charlie Corms. I mean, goodness gracious, that name's known throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Charlie Corms' place in Ewan that Glenn absolutely loves is right here on 15th Street, not far from Perry Mason's office. The place is incredible. Every day they got lunch specials. Pick out wherever you meet, 3 sides for $11.20. And then the weekends are even better. Julie's had this. She really likes Friday night going over there. You can get Friday. She got hers grilled fish, baked beans, cheese grits, or French fries, roll and tea. Saturday night, you got shrimp and whatever else you want with it. And then Sunday, the big one. Don't take Glenn with you because he gets it all over him. Fried chicken, mashed potato, green beans, cream corn, roll and tea at the legendary Charlie Corns place. And they got the one up on 231 also.
231, yep.
Tommy's there. Tommy Sandemout's there about every Monday morning down there. They got a group go down there and eat it just about every Monday at Charlie Corns place. And his wife loves the BLTs there, and so do I. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You want the best Mexican food, the best. They had a great, man, they did really well during the 4th of July week. People come down here, they look for the drink specials, buy one, get one free. Happy hour, we're talking about house wine, draft beer, margaritas. The food's incredible. You get the daily lunchy specials. Go check it out. Wednesday night, Thursday night is really fun. Karaoke, they have a great job down there. Great place to go have a birthday party. Right across the street from the Navy base, El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. The legends with us right now, Dr. Chad Mitchell. This will be his 50th. I'm glad Jerry's listening to this. This will be his 50th year, all school board members. 25th year, I'm sorry, not 50th, 25th year. And he's been taking care of athletes here, so hopefully Bay District Schools will take care of him. Chad, what's the best way to get up with you?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
And also, Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. You want the best barbecue from the great state of Texas, go check it out. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner right there at Rudy's Barbecue right here on Baton Beach Road. Rudy's Barbecue, and they cater. Glenn, they've done a great job for you, and they cater for you.
Absolutely. I tell you what, you just tell them how many you're expecting and also what you would like, and then they just fix it right up. It's great.
Great food, great people. Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. We'll be right back. 104.3. Let's talk about Texas. Let's talk about Oklahoma when we get back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
Discover the new Kia during the Summer Sticker Sales event going on now at Bill Bird Kia. Our SUV family is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sorento or a new 2024 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Now enjoy the view this summer because the road is yours in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sorento or new 2024 Kia Sportage with $2,165 per month per 1,000 financed and 48 month. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/8/24.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We hope you guys had a great 4th of July week. Let's get into SEC. We got two brand new members. Congratulations to Texas and Oklahoma. And the week we were off, they had their celebrations going on. SEC Network was there. Feinbaum, their group was there. Oklahoma, Texas, officially members of the SEC. Adapt or die. In the Big 12, Oklahoma and Texas combined to win 18 of the 28 conference championships when they formed the Big 12. So they are the two dominant programs of that league. Now they're getting ready to come into the SEC. Both those programs combined, Texas and Oklahoma have won 11 national championships. Texas, played at Alabama last year. Their athletic director was talking about it. He said, they kind of stuck it to us. We go to Tuscaloosa. They were charging $2,800 a night for a 3-night stay in Tuscaloosa. He said that we had 52 jets that could not land in Tuscaloosa. They had a lot of people there that did get to land their jets there because I met a bunch of them. It was pretty impressive. Texas travels. Texas has money like you would not believe. Texas athletic budget's the number one in the country. Their budget is $239 million. Oklahoma comes in at number 10 in the nation. I don't know. It's like Glenn Manley money, $177 million on their athletic budget. So both these programs got money.
I'm not taking the pay cut. I'm sorry.
You talking about Texas money. They're building a new indoor facility now. They're also building a new basketball arena and doing all these other things. But not only about $400 million are spending on that. And a lot of people are cutting back on this money because they're getting ready to do the revenue sharing. Texas, no problem whatsoever. Texas is going to get bigger, better, and stronger. Texas home games. They didn't do a great deal for me. It didn't turn me on their home games this year. Two games are great. This is what the SEC did for Texas for their home games the first year in the SEC. They get Mississippi State, a win. Mm-hmm. They get the Vandy. No, I'm sorry, they're at Vandy. Kentucky. Hey, you hear that? They got Kentucky at home. They got Florida and Georgia at home. So the big two are the Florida Gators and the Georgia Bulldogs home games for Texas. Oklahoma at home. Tennessee comes in there. Their former player is the head football coach at Tennessee. South Carolina comes in there. Then they have Alabama. They just have 3 home SEC games this year.
In the Oklahoma game in Dallas, And that's sort of a neutral site.
Yeah, the Red River Shootout or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, Chad. That's what I was saying.
I'm just here to help.
let me go it again for the hearing impaired. Tennessee is at home at Oklahoma. South Carolina, home game. And then Alabama, just 3 home games, Chad. Just 3 home games because they play Texas where?
In Dallas.
Now, they're at Auburn. They're at Ole Miss. They're at Missouri and LSU. That's 4 really tough football games right there. So both of Texas came out smelling like a rose compared to Oklahoma, I think, maybe in the schedule. Who knows? Texas. Oh, let's see. All right, Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC. They're happy. They're going to make over $60 million apiece. That's like double what they were getting in the Big 12. Which one's better suited for the Big 10? I mean, for the SEC? I'm not sure. We'll discuss that in just a second. Oklahoma's record versus every SEC team. Against Alabama, they're 3-2. Against Arkansas, they're 10. We're talking about Oklahoma now. They got 10 wins and 4 losses. Against Auburn, they're 2-0. Florida Gators, they're 1-1. Georgia Bulldogs, they lost in a playoff game in the Rose Bowl, so they're 0-1. Kentucky actually leads Oklahoma 2-1. LSU, they beat Kentucky twice and lost 1. LSU has 2 wins and only 1 loss. Mississippi State, they've never played. Missouri, they dominated Missouri, 67 wins, 24 losses. Vandy, they've beaten Vandy 2 times. Ole Miss, they played them 1 time and they lost. South Carolina, they never played. Tennessee, they're 3-1. Texas A&M, they're 19-12. Texas is 2-8 in the last 10 times they played Oklahoma. The last 20 times Texas has played Oklahoma, they're 7-13. The last 40 years, Texas is 11-19. The last 50 years, Texas is 28-2. The last 80 years, Texas is 37, Oklahoma's 41, and 2 ties. But the last 90 years, Texas has got them 44, Oklahoma 43, 3 ties. In your opinion, Dr. Glenn Manley, which team is better suited for the SEC? Who will perform better at the beginning, Texas or Oklahoma?
I think Texas will because they have played some SEC schools and not, Oklahoma went out and got beat by FSU one year. So I just think that they're more suited. I think Sarkisian's been in that league and he knows a little bit more about it, So I just think they'll do it.
I guess you're looking at me for my opinion because I'm going to give it.
Dr.
Right?
Chad Mitchell, what do you think? Is Texas better prepared right now?
I think Texas is built now currently for the SEC. The talent level they have, Sarkisian's coached in the SEC. He understands the type of players and the type of schemes that need to be in place to be able to do that. And so I say Texas. Oklahoma, they're up and coming, I think. I think they're trying to rebuild. But, hey, we could all get this wrong. We might be looking at an Oklahoma Sooners team that, does really well. But we'll see.
I'm with you guys on that. Texas seems to be better suited right now. But they struggle with Oklahoma. The only game they lost regular season last year was to Oklahoma.
Well, and I think, don't get me wrong, Texas is loaded with talent, that kind of thing. I think they're going to struggle with the grind of the SEC. And I get their head coach has been in the SEC, but that grind, I mean, you're playing big team. One week you got maybe Georgia, and then, follow that up with a team like Mississippi State, and Mississippi State catches you off your guard.
Yeah, get upset.
And there's a lot of that goes on in the SEC.
Well, the reason they struggle, I think, with Oklahoma is because it's kind of like the Florida State. They know each other. Those kids are all right there in that area, or the 2 states, and they know each other, and it's kind of a natural rivalry. Right. Yeah, because they were once in the Southwest Conference. Right?
I'll never forget. I think it was 1971. It was a huge game. It was the Big. I think they were called the Big 8 then. Big 8 versus the SEC. The top 4 teams were playing. Auburn had lost to Alabama the last game of the year in the Iron Bowl, and they were ranked in the top 4 at the time. And then Nebraska and Oklahoma played. Nebraska beat Oklahoma. So it was Alabama and Nebraska in 1971 Orange Bowl for the national championship. Early that day, and at that time, the Sugar Bowl was in a day game. It was Oklahoma versus Auburn. And Auburn couldn't handle it. They got beat pretty good by Oklahoma. And that night, Alabama got destroyed in the national championship game, 36-6. So it was not a good look for the SEC. It was a good look for the Big 8. And Nebraska and Oklahoma dominated those teams. And that was one of the wins they had over Auburn, was that one. I can't remember the second one. I cannot remember the second time they played. Oh, we got to take a break. That's the wrong finger. We are taking a break. I am taking a break right now. Let's talk about Dr. Ward. The guy's incredible. If it doesn't look right, feel right, you're out in the sun all the time right now. I think I saw today this morning on the TV, you're out there 5 minutes, you don't have your skin protected, you'll be sunburned. 5 minutes, all it takes. And a lot of people forget, go out there and all day in it. That's going to catch up with you one day. Has it caught up with you yet? Go find out. Go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes can save your life. Offices throughout Northwest Florida. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. 5 minutes can save your life. And you can listen to him Wednesday morning right here on 7:30 on ESPN Northwest Florida. Beefo Brady's in Lynn Haven. Went over there. Pat wasn't there. I didn't get to see Pat last week. But get out to Beefo Brady's. Have a great time. The owner, Pat Perno, is the #1 city commissioner all time at Lynn Haven. Does an incredible job over there and does an unbelievable job at Beefo Brady's in Lynn Haven. Every Wednesday, get 10 wings on the side for $9.99. They got the 10 for 10 going on all the time. A great place to go watch baseball right now and have a great time watching that at Beefo Brady's. Tell them, and that's where I saw our buddy over there,
Joe.
I saw Joe and his wife there. Jay Michaels. They eat the same place as we eat. Paparazzi. You love pizza, and Glenn does. This is one of Glenn's favorite places. Every time I go in there and see John, they ask about you, Glenn. Paparazzi. They got a bar in there now. They got the best pizza you'll get anywhere. They got a deli, and they got a bakery second to none. Paparazzi on Thomas Drive. It's time for pizza. You think about Paparazzi, make sure you go there. Call, make an order, go pick it up, or eat there and have a great time. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Go see Jason Kovaleski. I'll tell you what, he's got me on that stuff. I don't know if you're taking it or not. The greens. Mm-hmm. It tastes great.
I know.
And ever since I've taken it, I feel really good. I'm really impressed with that. Saw Kay over there yesterday. I told her, I said, Kay, I can't believe you didn't make the Hall of Fame. I thought she would have made not the Hall of Fame, but.
Yeah, the Mount Rushmore thing.
Didn't you think she had a shot for that? I thought she'd have been great. All right, we'll be right back. Glenn Manley, Dr. Chad Mitchell, Wildcat 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida. Florida State Seminoles. We get back by Chad.
For 7 years, ESPN Northwest Florida has been your destination on the Panhandle for the Atlanta Braves.
He just blew the doors off that thing.
But our listeners are the real MVP.
Another dominating performance.
So this year, we're giving away more tickets to Truist Park than ever before. Keep listening to win family 4-packs to experience the Atlanta Braves. From ESPN Northwest Florida, PCB Hobby, Pepsi, Fairfield, Hampton Inn on Thomas, and Home 2 Suites.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Monday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, a mixture of some sun and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 89. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies tonight, about the same, 83. Tomorrow, partly sunny in the morning but otherwise likely thunderstorms and a high of 89. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than S&R Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At S&R, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
1, 2. I'm in love with a man named Rudy. I'm okay with that. He knows exactly what I want. Keeps me coming back. Cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. Does the dishes too. I'm in love with a man named Rudy. Last name barbecue. It sure is easy to fall in love with Rudy's tasty oak smoked barbecue.
Next in line.
Turf Pro Lawn and Pest Control. They take pride in caring for their customers' property by providing lawn and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
These men need inspiration.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
They're motivated by Vicodin and road skank.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU update is brought to you by Newbies. Yeah, Newbies have a great time. They had a great 4th of July week. Everybody wants to get down to the legendary place. They've down here when they were youth, when they were younger, and had a great time, and they want to come back and experience that again. And so should you. Get it. Newbies have a great time. Newbies 2 on the curve, watch all sporting events in the mothership to have the best time you'll have anywhere. Charlotte's going to have the best bands every weekend. She does an incredible job. The beautiful Miss Charlotte. I hadn't seen her in a while. Get in there and tell them Coach sent you. Chad, what do you, I talk about FSU people. I saw Griff at the Billfish. Saw Griff, looks good, saw his wife, and he goes, I got to get in there and talk some FSU football. I said, absolutely, we got to get some football talking in. What do you have for us today on FSU? You got anything on football?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the other sports are pretty much over, right? Finally, we're in football mode.
There you go.
Just because we were out last week, the show was out last week, I thought we would discuss the 4 commits that FSU got. FSU has gone up in the rankings. They're now, according to 247 Sports, which is one I like to follow, their overall rank is 27th. Mm-hmm. So FSU is starting to move up the ladder. We knew they would. We knew they had some potential commits coming. Well, this last week, and I'm not reporting on the ones that were before the 28th of June because those were likely, covered or talked about prior to this. But on that, I think it was a Friday, Myron Charles from Port Charlotte, who's a defensive lineman, 6'4", 295. He's state ranked 27th, position ranked 25th, national. He's 210. He's a 4-star. He committed on the 28th of June. Then we had this Chase Lofton. Now, he's a 3-star. He's out of Millard South is the name of the high school in Omaha, Nebraska. And, I guess I got my computer turned up here. Let me turn that down. Anyway, this Chase Lofton, he is ranked a 3-star, but for the state of Nebraska, he's the number 2 recruit in the state of Nebraska. And he's likely going to be more like a 4 or 5-star possibly by the end of his senior season. At least that's what some people are thinking. Anyway, he committed on the 29th to Florida State. He's a tight end, 6'6", 215 pounds. Again, that's Chase Lofton.
And he's the number 1 player from the state of Nebraska.
He's the number 2 player from the state of Nebraska. Now, he's ranked as a 3-star. I think FSU's being very smart here. This kid has a lot of potential based on what I'm seeing here. Then you had on June 30th, Gregory Xavier Thomas, who's from American Heritage in Fort Lauderdale. He's a 6'2", 190-pound cornerback from, again, American Heritage. Nationally, he ranks 190, position 17, the state of Florida, he ranks 23rd. He's a 4-star right now. He has a lot of potential to change that status. And then on July 4th, probably this one wasn't heard much about just because of everything going on the 4th. This Joseph Payton from Houston County in Warner Robins, Georgia. He's an inside offensive lineman, 6'3", 309 pounds, 4-star. In the state of Georgia, he's the 17th ranked player. For his position nationally, he's ranked 7th. Again, he's a 4-star. Peyton Joseph. So Florida State's done pretty well with this.
And they still have so many more players to sign.
There you go.
They will continue to move up. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully in the next segment we'll talk about Florida. Florida doesn't seem to be doing so good, but again, it's still early.
Right. I saw this morning where one of the, I think it's an outfielder from Northwest Florida College is signed with FSU. His last name's Williams, but I forgot the first name. But he's come over and he's had a great batting average and on base percentage and everything. So they're filling in with people also now.
Yeah, the baseball team.
Baseball team. So, congratulations to them, and we'll see what's going on. And one of the things to see the new uniform, the teal jersey and pants that celebrates the Seminoles, and that's going to be one of their uniforms this year. So just like the basketball team wears that on certain days.
Wait, tell me what's it going to look like?
They got it's the teal with the I guess the feather look on it, and it's what the basketball team wears that uniform when they're celebrating for the Seminoles. And I forgot the young man's name, but there is actually a Seminole who is going to play for the Seminoles. He got a scholarship. So
yeah. That it almost looks like a baby blue is what you're getting at. Yeah.
So, but
they had that in the that spring game. Here it is. It's that baby blue kind of look.
Why are they doing that?
That's to honor Seminoles.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you do.
I got you.
Oh, is that a tribe color? Or?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, that's what they do. And,
hey, I get that.
And the basketball team wears that too on certain days. But anyway, like
the bottom's going to be tops and bottoms the same color.
One of the things they showed was the top, and then they had the white bottom with the feather on it. But they could have the complete color, So, but anyway,
interesting. Yeah, it is. I mean, the fact that the Seminole tribe allowed them to, keep the name, enter behind FSU. Yeah. Show our loyalty to them as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I thought it was pretty neat that they finally had a young man that's a Seminole who actually got a scholarship to play football for us.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
we got Willis Sports has their preseason top 25. I didn't write them all down because it was kind of weird the way what they're thinking. I didn't appreciate it. I'm not with them at all, but they had FSU preseason ranked in the college at number 11th in the nation. We had a caller. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to say that I hope y'all. I like these new radio shows that come on. That don't have a lot of experience and they try something new. So I really hope y'all come along and make it. I was just scanning the channels this morning and found y'all.
It's just a trial. We'll be off Friday.
Some of these shows, they come on and they're on a few days and they go off for a week or so.
They come back with a Kentucky shirt on.
We got a contract problem.
Where's the fire?
Hey, Rob, I was talking to Julie, and we're going to use you, but I think we're going to wait after hurricane season to do it. I'll get with you later. No sense to doing anything right now because the way the weather's been lately. I don't want to mess with it.
Rob, if the wind gets up too high, he leaves. So
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. All them people that was down there in when that thing was going and going to hit Cancun, everybody said, "Oh, it's going to go in down there in Mexico," and then all of a sudden it comes out and it goes. I looked at it 2 days ago. I said, they got that thing going in east of Houston now. It's going to make a complete U-turn. We might better start watching.
Exactly.
That guy that does, his name's Mike. He said this 2 or 3 days ago when everybody was going, they're going to go west, west, west. He was saying way before everybody else it's going to hit Texas, maybe even
Louisiana.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that once it started moving northwest, that them people in New Orleans was sweating bullets.
Oh, I guarantee you that.
They're going to get a lot of tidal surge over there on that thing.
What category was it when it hit, or has it hit yet?
Looks like it's a 1.
It was a 1. It was 80 miles an hour is what they said. And they got to push that as much as they can. But to me, here's my thing. They sit there and they keep upgrading and say, well, we need to do this and need to do that. So the wording is correct and start all these procedures, and get emergency people activated. You know what? Change the rules. You know, get people activated and get them ready prior to. But, you know, I mean, I guarantee you those people in Houston, they were on vacation. They thought, oh, we're in the clear. It's going in down there in Mexico, you know, and then all of a sudden, bang, you know.
Yeah, my sister.
If you think about it, they didn't have but 2 days to get ready.
My sister lives somewhere down Houston way, and when they had to get evacuated one time, she said it was a nightmare. People were stuck on the road. They couldn't get everybody out of there. I mean, you wouldn't believe how that place has grown. There's so many people live there. It's crazy.
Well, it's like that everywhere. You know, I mean, when Michael came, not Michael, but when Opal came through here and people got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, they said, get out, it's coming. You know, Highway 20 became a parking lot.
Hey, Rob, he's yelling at me. I got to take a break.
I know, he's having problems back there.
He's not being nice. I wore a Kentucky shirt. He's still not being nice. I don't know what's going on.
You got to go to break.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Bye,
Thanks,
Rob. All right, we want to thank all of our great people. They're so wonderful. We love you guys. Thank you so everything you do supporting us. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want your yard to look beautiful? Call Patrick. His crew will come out there. They'll see what the problem is, and they'll solve it. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1. Wildcat, if we want to get Glenn or even Chad something nice, I had a good talk with Russ, by the way. When I was down there, David and Russ both were there. Great visit with both of them. They do an incredible job down there.
You must be talking about David Adamson on your ring design.
Yes,
I've got a ring I got to take to him. I bought my wife some years ago one of those mother's rings, you know, where it has a stone for every child. And I even added grandbabies onto it. So one, I've got to get a grandbaby added to it. And two, she lost a stone. Bad thing.
Wow.
Unless it's a
they'll fix
stone.
it. Go down there. They'll
fix it.
They'll do a great job.
I love them. David Adamson, Highway 77, Lynn Haven.
Yeah. Now another thing, and we're not kidding a bit. We're having all these stories about rough weather, the shark attacks, everything that's going on. If you're going out in the Gulf, if you don't go without CETO, you're not thinking straight. I'm not being ugly, dude. Why would you get on a boat and go out in the Gulf?
Or even in some of these bays.
Anything can happen. Anytime, anywhere, any place, something could go wrong. Why not have an insurance policy like Turf Pro Pest Control? You call them, not Turf Pro. Call them. They'll come out. That Gulf will look beautiful. They will do a great job. Your boat, they can do anything.
Has he been hitting your bottle back there?
Hey, he can't take a week off anymore. He can't take a week off anymore.
He must be talking about CETO. That's right. And they've got plans for any kind of budget. All you got to do is go to CETO.com, or you can call Brandon locally here. He's the one that runs the one for Port St. Joe and the Panama City area. 850-234-2323, CETO.com.
And we'll be right back with your Alabama Crimson Tide update, brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, brought to you by Dr. Chad Mitchell, Glenn Manley, and Wildcat himself.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
To a burning ring of fire. Down, down, down. That flame red higher. That burn. That ring of fire.
Oh my God.
Why'd you stop it? Down.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Monday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, a mixture of some sun and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 89. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies tonight, about the same, 83. Tomorrow, partly sunny in the morning but otherwise likely thunderstorms and a high of 89. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX New Haven, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Locals, taking care of locals throughout Northwest Florida. Don't go some national company. You're going to go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Somebody you can trust. Somebody you know that's there for you. They do a great job. It's one of the few things you can purchase. They'll pay for itself over a period of time. You'll save money on your power bill if you get a new one. You get it serviced about every 6 months. It runs better and saves you money on your power bill that way also. Stevenson Air Conditioning throughout Northwest Florida, they are number one. Alabama Crimson Tide. How many times has Alabama been ranked in the AP poll? How many years in a row with Nick Saban there? This is unbelievable. This is a national record. Chad, can you guess the number of years Alabama's been ranked number one? In consecutive years under Nick Saban?
Oh, consecutive years under Nick Saban?
Yes, it's an NCAA record.
10?
15 consecutive years the University of Alabama has been ranked number one in the AP poll under the legendary Nick Saban. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
That's kind of like the Bobby Bowden deal. How many years did he go, Glenn, in the top 4 or 5?
I think it was 14 or 15.
Yeah, I mean,
you do know we have a new coach, right?
We're talking. We're talking history.
You're still living in the past.
You go memories.
I don't know. He's doing really well on the recruiting trail. He's got the Crimson Tide ranked second in recruiting at the moment behind Ohio State.
We've had a couple of them decommit. We've had some that we've gotten. Yeah, he's doing a great job. That was a question. Can he recruit in the Southeastern Conference?
He's recruiting well in California.
Yeah, we got great players out of there, but you got Alabama. You should be able to recruit Alabama. They have the facilities there. They still have that name. They still won all those championships. So Nick Saban left him a lot of good players. We will see this year how we feel about Coach after that Georgia game.
After the Wisconsin game, probably.
Yeah, I'm
see how he plays Wisconsin.
He doesn't beat that one. He's going to be in trouble. I get it. All right, schools with 10 national championships or more. Who are the 3 schools? There's only 3 in all of college football, Glenn Manley.
Michigan.
Michigan is correct. Thanks to the way old back in the days when only a couple teams were playing. That's the main reason Michigan's there. Who are the other 2 teams?
Now, you talking all time?
All time.
Notre Dame?
Notre Dame is number 2. Who's number 1?
Michigan.
Ohio State.
The number 1 team with the most national championships, the University of Alabama. There are only 3 schools in modern or old-time college football that have won at least 10 national championships. Alabama is number 1. Michigan, if you go back in the 1800s, when there's only like 3 schools playing, and then Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish.
I thought it was Harvard back then, way back.
Wrong. All right, here we go. SEC all-time NFL.
I was thinking Army
draft picks from the SEC.
Well, it's got to be
Who is number one?
SEC draft pick?
All time.
Alabama.
Glenn, who do you think?
Well, it's an Alabama update. So
Wildcat, who do you think?
Penn State.
They're not in the SEC. Just go back and work. Just keep on playing with the clock. All right. It used to be the University of Alabama with 411 players have been drafted when they've been in the SEC. Now with 2 new members, Alabama is not number one.
He's throwing a wrinkle.
Who is number one?
Wait a minute. Wait, they have officially not played a game yet. So,
but they're in the SEC.
That doesn't. That's old news.
They are officially members now. So, Glenn, who is it? Is it Oklahoma? or is it Texas?
I'd say Oklahoma.
You are correct, sir. Oklahoma now is the new leader in the SEC. They have 417 players that have been drafted. Previously number one, Alabama has dropped to number 2 with 411. Who is the third team in the SEC?
Texas. It's a good guess.
Who is number 3?
Well, who was the first one?
Who is number 3?
Florida. Tennessee. Georgia.
Think it through. No. Per capita, more players play in the NFL of this state than any other in the country.
In this state?
Per capita.
From the SEC?
Yes.
Oh, it must be LSU.
LSU is number 3. LSU is number 3, 381 players. Number 4, you mentioned them a minute ago. They're having a great run right now. Number 4, who is it, Chad?
Georgia.
Georgia Bulldogs, 379 players. At number 5, when he was there, they were tearing it up. He's no longer there. Who is number 5?
Florida.
Florida Gators. Good job, Chad. Florida Gators.
You're talking about the old ball coach.
Yeah, Glenn's eyes were getting bigger and bigger trying to think. I looked at you and you just knew it. Unbelievable.
Well, he's a Florida State fan. He's not happy with the Gators.
Florida Gators are at number 5. 374 players have been drafted. Who is number 6?
Auburn.
Vandy.
Wildcat. Anybody?
Mississippi State.
Tennessee.
Nope.
South Carolina.
They're one of the new members of the SEC. Texas Longhorn. I thought Texas had more than this. At number 6 is the Texas Longhorn.
I have a question. Why are we doing this?
At number 6, 360.
Why are we on this show? That's
368 players have been drafted. Number 7, right behind them, they're one player away from them. Who is it?
Arkansas.
God. Oh, my God. Who is it?
It's not like we got a list.
Who is
you
it?
Got the
Rocky Top will always. Tennessee. One team, one player less. 367. Tennessee used to be a powerhouse nationally. Okay, they still are.
They got rid of Fulmer, that's why.
Number 8. Who is it? Out of the great state of Texas. God, I got really right. Thank you. Good God. 306.
Who's got the list?
At number 9. I know this off the top of my head.
Yeah,
number 9. Out of the great state of Alabama. Who is it? Their colors are orange, blue, and white. Who is it, Chad?
Let's see. Northern Alabama.
It's those War Eagles.
And the top 10, number 10, and Glenn mentioned a minute ago, with 281 players drafted, at number 10, the most SEC draft picks from an individual school, is number 10. Who is it? You mentioned them just a minute ago.
Well, I couldn't. Mississippi State, Vanderbilt.
They're red and white.
North Alabama.
Sam Pittman.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Razorbacks. 281 players
forget about
drafted.
Arkanssa. Man.
Unbelievable.
What about Missouri? Where's Missouri?
How much time do I got? They have butchered this thing.
Hey, what about Missouri? How many did they have?
I ain't talking about them. All right. What's the best football team the University of Alabama has ever had in history?
In history?
In history. I don't agree with it, but what do you think?
It's one of Saban's undefeated teams, is what I would say.
The survey says Nick Saban's 2009 national championship Alabama Crimson Tide team went 14-0. They beat 4 top 25 teams. Then they beat the number 1 team in the country, the Florida Gators, and then they beat the number 2 team in the nation, the Texas Longhorns. They produced the first ever Heisman Trophy winner in Mark Ingram that year. Bama 14-0. Nick Saban's first national championship in Alabama is the best football team in Alabama history.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a minute. So that team didn't necessarily have the talent that some of the other teams have had. It had good talent. They were able to win. But, in the
that was his first freshman class.
Yeah.
They were juniors.
Yeah.
Julio Jones. They were loaded.
No,
they
well,
were loaded. You go back.
I'm not saying he didn't have good talent. Obviously, they did. They went on to be undefeated.
The most talent they had was 2010, and they lost 3 games.
Yeah, there you go. That's kind of where I'm going with
chemistry was good. Yeah,
the chemistry was where it needed to be. Yeah. Players rose to the occasion.
Yes,
they
played as a team.
They did. They played as a team.
The next year, they said everybody's worried about their draft picks, where they're going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
You had all kind of. They were loaded.
And that's kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah,
so. I mean, there have been some other Alabama teams that have lost 2 games, and I go, how? You've got the best talent in the country.
Absolutely.
And it's the chemistry that didn't work out.
You know what? You did a great job with that. And
we have a coach that's well known around here that says, besides Coach Hale, who cares about that?
Me.
Anyway,
I'm just relaying the message.
Tell them the people who are buying the Alabama update. Alabama. What about this one? Alabama 2020. You played the 11 SEC schools in a row. Then you had to beat Notre Dame, and then you had to beat Ohio State. That was as tough a schedule they've ever had.
That was a really good team.
And they went completely undefeated.
Yeah,
they had the Heisman Trophy winner, first receiver in years.
Yeah.
They were loaded with talent.
Yeah, that was a really good team.
I kind of think the 2020 team was better than 20.
Possibly, yeah.
But anyway, who knows? All I know, they were all outstanding teams. Alabama updates been brought to you, and I apologize to all you Bama fans out there for people being ugly and mean and rude. Alabama updates have been brought to you by Stevenson Air Condition. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Give them a call if it breaks down. They'll come out and take care of it.
Inquiring minds want to know. That's all I'm
And the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, coldest beer. Get to J. Michael's, have a great time. South Oak Title and Closing, another local that started a company, knocks it out of the ballpark. South Oak Title and Closing is taking over all the real estate. If you're going to have a closing, you're going to have South Oak Title and Closing. No surprises. Ask Mark Coward. Ask Beth Movey. They do a great job, and they use Chuck Tucker. They use South Oak Title and Closing, and so should you. Charlie Corner's place on 15th Street. Brand new facilities, absolutely beautiful. They got the huge room in the back. You can have a birthday party back there. I think it sits, about 25 people, Glenn? 25
At least
people? Yeah.
25, yeah.
Get out there and have a great time, Charlie Corner's place.
30.
Don't forget daily specials every day. Pick out the meat you want. 3 signs for $11.20. Go ahead.
I was going to say 35 if they're my size. But they're regular size, 25.
I was saying 50. Anyway, Turf Pro Pest Control #1. You want to look beautiful, call Patrick. He'll come out. I tell you what, he can come to Glenn's house. He can spray that stuff on Glenn, and Glenn will grow and spread like you would not believe. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Auburn Tigers, we get back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, available on all your devices.
Connected.
Here are your favorite sports talk hosts.
The Coach James Hale Show. You're listening to Inside Drive live. The afternoon underdog.
And your favorite teams.
Braves winning!
We're live on the app. Tune in, Alexa, ESPNPC.com, Facebook, YouTube, and in your car at 101.9 and 104.3. Wherever you go, there we are. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Monday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, a mixture of some sun and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 89. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies tonight, about the same, 83. Tomorrow, partly sunny in the morning but otherwise likely thunderstorms and a high of 89. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Love a great deal? This is the big one. The big one sales event is going on now, and you can get 3.99% APR plus 90 days until you make your first payment on Camry's new elevated design. Make every drive count and get 2.99% on the stylish Corolla. Rule every adventure and get 2.99% on a new RAV4. Or enjoy the power and get 1.99% on the tough Tundra. Come see us for the big one at Panama City Toyota.
Offer ends July 31st. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day account? accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
And here we go. The number one SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, Eagle! Hey, Martha, Kenny, James Guadalmont, Jenna, and the granddaughter. Auburn Update is brought to you by Beefro Braves in Lynn Haven. Get out to Beefro Braves in Lynn Haven and have a great time. They do a great job over there. When you walk in, it's like an old series on TV, Cheers. They all know your name. They treat smiles on their face. They greet you. They do a great job there. I love all the staff there. The food's incredible. The service is incredible. And Pat Pernot is one of the best city commissioners Lynn Haven's ever had. He's a great guy. Get out to Beefro Braves, have a great time. Don't forget, Wednesdays and Wednesdays only. And we're talking about these big, juicy wings. We're not talking manly wings. We're talking like Chad and my type wings. Get 10
There's so many things I could say to that.
Don't. 10 for $9.99. Get out there and have a great time. All right, Auburn. Auburn's had some great football teams over the years, and no doubt about that. 1957 was an unbelievable team. People forget about that. They were national champs. But the experts picked the 2010 Auburn Tigers was the best football team in school history. In some ways, it's maybe not the most talented. I'm not sure, but let's look into it. They did have the best offensive player in the country, and they had the best defensive player in the country. The chemistry of the team, I think, was outstanding also.
It was.
2010.
Wasn't that the time of the Lutzenkircher pass, or I got my years off? Where they throw back to the tight end? I mean, they pulled that play with Cam Newton, and then years after that, it just what a play.
Yeah, what a quarterback in Cam Newton.
Yes,
Heisman Trophy winner quarterback Cam Newton. But here's the deal: Auburn only had